Good morning. It says it's going to rain, but it's looking gorgeous right now. I'll be outside. Good morning. It's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. That first sip is so good. It's not quite working. There we go. Gorgeous, gorgeous day here. Not a cloud in the sky. I don't know why. Well, maybe the front's coming through. I don't know. Dennis is the weather guy. But it's gorgeous right now, and I can tell you after I edit this and put it up, I will be spending my morning out here. Reading my phone or working on Isabel's sweater. Oh, yeah. Very nice. So, I talked to you yesterday about the deadwood wraps that we make. And so I recorded us making deadwood wraps. Dennis seems to like to do cooking videos, so that worked out really well. Anyway, I will play that video at the end, so if anybody's not interested in deadwood wraps, you don't have to worry about fast forwarding. You can just bail. But we had a lovely, lovely dinner of poo-poos. Poo-poo. Oh, did I talk about poo-poos? Maybe it was in the video that I made. Poo-poos. Poo-poo is a Hawaiian term that I have heard to describe little, appetizer-y kinds of things. Many, 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 many years ago. 30? No, it was before I met Dennis. 35 years ago. 35 years ago, my sister took me to Hawaii. And she and her husband was a high-powered accountant with one of the big five at that time, Pete Marwick. They've all consolidated, and it's now part of KPMG. It's the PM part. But anyway, so he had a client who became a friend who had a penthouse apartment on Waikiki Beach. And she gave him the use of that apartment. And so my sister and I and Ross, her husband, went. They paid for my airfare. My brother-in-law was handicapped and in a wheelchair. And so she brought me along so we could boy watch on the beach on Waikiki. And, have somebody to go around and do stuff with. And it was a wonderful trip. But that's where I learned the term poo-poos, because we would have poo-poos on the lanai and watch the sunset over the Pacific Ocean and watch for the green flash. But that was the first time I encountered poo-poos. Now, it could be that it's specifically a particular kind of dish, but I could have looked that up, but I didn't. So we have poo-poos for dinner. And we will be having poo-poos for dinner again tonight because we had so much stuff that we didn't get out the sashimi, and the sashimi has to be eaten tonight. So we're having sashimi tonight, and there was enough, you can see in the video, there were enough ingredients left over to make another whole plate of deadwood wraps. So we're going to make deadwood wraps again tonight, and we're going to have sushimi, and we have lots of the salmon spread left, and of course cheese. The meat is pretty much gone. Here's our dinner from last night. I took a picture. I thought maybe I was going to put it on Instagram, but I didn't. I think I've put pictures of deadwood wraps on Instagram in the past. Anyway, we had and champagne. Oh, not champagne. Cremant de Loire. We had crème du loir. It was delicious. It was delicious. So we had a lovely, lovely dinner, or just oohed and awed the whole time. And then I made popovers for dessert. She had a popover with lemon curd or two for her dessert. So she was a happy camper. So that's what happened yesterday, and you'll see how we made those at the end of this video. I did go to the store. I processed all the dog food. We got up so late. Well, we woke up like at 10 o'clock, 10. Dennis brought us coffee and tea up in bed. And then we sat in bed drinking our drinks and talking, and it was so lovely. We were reading our phones, but we were doing a lot of talking. I mean, we were reading, you know, sort of the events of the day kind of thing. And so we were talking, and it was so nice. It really was reminiscent of pre-smartphone when we were both working. On the weekends, our routine was one of us would go down and get coffee. Well, actually, I was drinking tea too. Get tea for both of us, and we would sit there and talk. And we just started our days so nicely, Saturday and Sunday. And this was very reminiscent of that. It was so nice, but we just lost track of the time. Thus, the very, very late vlog yesterday. But it meant that everything was late because he mowed, and I went to the store, and we did all these things before we walked the dogs. But we didn't leave to walk the dogs till 3:15. We normally walk the dogs at 2:15. So we were off by about an hour. And, yeah. Sitting and talking eats into your day. But we usually, you know, sit and talk a little bit, you know, after dinner and, you know, whatever. But, yeah, it was just really nice. It was a lovely day. I'm feeling good. The weather has been so gorgeous for so many days. I'm grateful for that, let me tell you. But I did not knit yesterday. I ended up watching a movie that I'm not recommending called My Name is Vengeance. You know, I like revenge. So I had to watch it, but it was in Italian and it had subtitles. Oh, but that's a total lie. They dubbed it. I started out thinking, oh, whatever. Anyway, I didn't knit. I can't keep my story straight. I don't remember now. I did watch another kind of interesting movie called Missing. It was on Netflix. It just showed up on my, you know, recently released. And it was like those books, you know, those books that are entirely made up of letters to back and forth to people, or like diary entries, things like that. This was entirely like from her screen on her laptop. Everything we saw was from her screen on a laptop. We saw her being reflected back, you know, from her camera, but we saw also all the things that she did on her laptop. And she, her mother goes missing, and so she in Colombia, so she can't do anything other than what she can do with her computer. Anyway, it was really fascinating. It wasn't, you know, not a version of an interesting construct. But anyway, it was fun. It was a good movie, and I enjoyed that one too. I think it was called Missing. So I watched a couple movies, and I just sat there and relaxed. And yeah, that was my day. My job today is to clear off the table. I know I've told you that many times in the last few days, but I haven't done it yet. And now, because we came home the other day from Aura's with boxes and boxes of stuff There's not 1 inch of free space on that table. Usually when the table's full, you could still sit down and, you know, like have a bowl of soup or something. Dennis had to fill Aura's pill containers last night, and he couldn't do it at the table. There was not, I mean, and you can't even sit. I mean, who's kidding who? We got stuff on the chairs too. So I'm going to process that stuff we brought back from Aura's. My dining room table is all covered again. And it's covered with boxes and bags of things that we've brought over from Aura's house that hasn't been processed yet. But today I'm going to be shredding. I'm going to be doing a lot of shredding. We're going to move the shredder into, you know, so I can sit comfortably with all this stuff and just shred. Because it's all old financial stuff. You know, like more than 10 years old. There's nothing there that she needs. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm just going to make sure it's financial stuff, and then I'm going to shred it. Old bills, things like that. So my job today is the table. That's my whole job. That's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to knit a little bit. I haven't finished that second sleeve. I'm going to finish that second sleeve. This is I'm pretty sure this is my Edie sweater by Isabel Kramer. And this yarn is from the Natural Dye Ladies that I couldn't find at Maryland Sheep and Wool this year. But this is one of my favorite summer sweaters. It's just, because of the striping, you can't really tell. But it does have some little slip stitch details on it. But it's very difficult to see because of the way the yarn is. But it's very comfortable. It's long. It's not cropped by any means. And it's comfy. And I like the colors. So here we go. I'm going to go so you can see how to make deadwood wraps with your zucchini from your garden. Those of you who grow zucchini are always looking for things to do with your zucchini. I roasted zucchini on the grill. I grilled zucchini the other day, and I loved it. So I will be buying zucchini because I'm not going to grow it. I don't know why I'm not going to grow it if I loved it so much. But anyway, I hope some of my friends or neighbors are growing zucchini and looking for people to give it to. Maybe I'll just do that. Okay, so I'm going to go. I'm going to put that video next, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe and stay sane. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm not sure how thick to make this. I'm going to start at 3 millimeters. We'll see how that works. I think that's pretty good. I'm not all the way through the zucchini yet.
The zucchini is, you know, not a uniform.
All right. And for now, now we're all right. I think we can use this.
Let me get a plate or something.
Oops.
Oops. It's all right. Big enough. Hold on. Let me take these, put them on a plate.
I'll do one more. That's probably enough then.
I would do them all. Unless you
I thought maybe you could roast or
grill that sometime because that was good too. Right, one more. All right. All right. So we have the pile of zucchini, and gonna dry them off, and then proceed. But first, we have to get all of our. We got to do our mise en place. So hold on.
Now we got to dab the insides on. Well, we should dab both sides actually.
So there are only 3 of us eating these. These do not keep great overnight. You know, so you want to eat them the day you make them. We will be eating them within half an hour of us making them.
I think 2 rolls per person is probably a good amount. What do you think?
Okay. But we cut for 3 rolls per person. So.
Okay. All right, that's fine. All right, so then we need to get the salmon.
So we have thin sliced salmon that we, I don't know where we got it, supermarket, butcher box. That's what it looks like. It looks like cold smoked salmon that you would put on if you were having bagels and cream cheese or just on crackers. Thank you.
Something better to cut this.
Okay, so we've opened the salmon and we have capers. And we have roasted red peppers that we roasted the other day on our new barbecue. And we have cream cheese that Dennis has creamed. He warmed it up and then he creamed it. And now we're going to pipe it on because Carol did bring up a question like, how do you get the cream cheese to stick on the zucchini? So slicing the roasted red peppers.
The proportions here we don't know. We just wing it.
We wing it.
We like all the ingredients, so.
Sometimes we overstuff them, so when they roll, everything squirts out the sides. So we don't know how this is going to turn out.
All right, so this is everything. Oh, we want to get the...
I'll get some capers out while Dennis gets the cream cheese organized. Then I'll show you. So I've got capers ready to go. We're not doing these 3. And Dennis has creamed the cream cheese. He warmed it up so it was room temperature or better. He's got a piping bag because, you know, he's a cook.
I can't do this by myself. We'll have to pause the video while Barb holds this apart so I can get the cream cheese in.
Okay. Okay, so when Carol asked, well, how do you get the cream cheese to stay on the zucchini, I was reminded that we always have trouble with that. And so Dennis, Dennis, because he has all the accoutrement for fanciness, is going to pipe the cream cheese.
Oh, it worked.
Oh, it worked good. I thought I might have to cut it.
You leave a little more in the end, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to squish out the end. You're making a shadow. I guess it was with your arms instead.
I don't need that anymore anyway. Okay, so that's up to those guys.
That's stage 1. We have lots of cream cheese left, which is okay because, oh, there he goes. Because in the food processor, doesn't the salmon go next?
I don't think it matters what goes next, does it?
I guess it doesn't. You're right.
Well, let's make 3 with this next, and then we'll make 3 with the salmon next. But I can't pick up the salmon. There's a lot of salmon here.
We have a lot of salmon. And we have a salmon, we're having a salmon spread tonight as part of our poo-poos. And that's from a different salmon. And okay, now keep going with the salmon. Oh yeah, we're having salmon and cream cheese and crackers tomorrow night for poo-poos too. We have poo-poos every night. Poo-poos. Oh, and Carol's like, what? Poo-poos? Poo-poos is the Hawaiian word for appetizers or little dishes. I mean, that's how I use it. It may not technically be the actual definition of poo-poos in Hawaiian, but you know how things go. They get...
Well, we have more zucchini. We could just make more wraps tomorrow.
Oh, that's true. We could just make more wraps tomorrow. Right. Along with everyone else who now knows how to make them.
All right. Now
and this is what you do with your zucchini in your garden. And here's the capers. Get as many as you can get to stay on. This is the salty, briny taste in the... Could stick them on the cream cheese too.
I could have. I should have put them on the cream cheese to start with.
That's a good idea. Okay, for next time. It's all a learning process. Like I said, this is a appetizer that I ordered when we were at the Deadwood Social Club. All right. Now the rolling. Wait, let me... Do we have toothpicks? We don't need fancy. So the other part of our dinner is going to be charcuterie with lots of cheeses and salmon spread. And there is a Deadwood wrap, as named by us.
No, I think that's what the menu said.
Oh, really?
Yep, I think it was called a Deadwood wrap on the menu.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to get my camera in food mode, and put a picture of this plate on Instagram. Although I think the last time we made these, I put them on Instagram. I guess I really think they're Instagrammable. Oops. Yeah.
Too many capers.
Too many capers. I like a lot of capers, but they don't like to stay. So I think putting them on the cream cheese is a good idea. And the piping worked great. So we are perfecting our technique every time we use it.
Some stuff falls out sometimes.
Yeah, and then it goes on your plate and in your mouth, and it's okay.
Yeah, these have got enough in them. They're probably going to ooze when you bite into them.
Yeah. These are at least 2 bites, sometimes 3, depending on how big your mouth is, I guess. And there you go. These are our Deadwood wraps.
Lost too much. Yep, I think the capers and the cream cheese.
Yeah, capers and the cream cheese. And we didn't pay any attention to how easy it was to wrap between the peppers first and the...
Yeah, I didn't notice any difference.
Yeah, they're probably the same. So however you want to set it up. So now we are going to make salmon spread out of this smoked salmon that Dennis smoked in our smoker. So that's next for today, but not for the video. Bye-bye. Enjoy your Deadwood wraps.